Alright, YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So let's get into this video. Let's talk about why people get mad when you're happy and why people get happy when you're mad or down, right? So I kind of wanted to talk about this. I know you guys can relate with this video. This is something that's really weird. It's just odd, right? But there's a reason this happens. So whenever you're around insecure people, if someone's truly insecure and they're not who they say they are, you could easily tell based on the way they act, and based on the way they act compared to how you're feeling, right? This is something that's really weird and kind of annoying, but it happens a lot. So let's say, for example, you're having a really good day, right? And like you accomplish something or whatever you're doing, or you're just happy, you're just naturally happy about something, like maybe like you're just outside in the sun or something, you're naturally happy. And then you go around said person or said people, whoever these people are, whoever this person is. And then you might notice every time like you're in this happy mood or like a good mood, that said person or said people are in a bad mood all of a sudden. Like they become moody, or they become kind of like Debbie Downers, or they try to like down you, or they try to just make you not feel as happy, right? And this is something that has to do with jealousy. Usually it's usually because of jealousy, right? Because when insecure people see people that are happy, people that are proud of themselves, they feel worse about themselves. So all of a sudden they start to get moody, right? And I know if you're watching this video, you can resonate with this video, because this is something that's like backwards. And you might even notice also, if you're in a bad mood or a down mood, if you're the person that's down, right? All of a sudden, this person or said people are happy. All of a sudden, they're all upbeat. They're all like confident. They're feeling good. And you're kind of like, what? This happens to you a lot, especially if you're someone who's chosen. If you're someone who's different, like you have ambitions, you have gifts. You're someone that thinks differently. You're someone that has different ideas. If you're this type of person, if you're this type of confident person that's like optimistic, that wants a good life, you're going to be around a lot of these people, and probably the majority of people you've seen or are around are like this, right? It's almost like they can never be happy for you, and every time you're down, that's when they're happy, and then if you're happy, they're down. So it's kind of like, what can we just both be, the same, right? And this is all just from insecurity. Just all it is insecurity. And a lot of these people are energy vampires, right? When they call them an energy vampire. So like whenever you come around, whenever you're happy, they're going to try to like take from it. They're going to put you down, right? So they can feel better. Hence why they feel better whenever you're down, right? So these are people you got to avoid. These are narcissistic type of people, or just insecure type of people, which is pretty much the same thing as narcissistic. And yeah, you've probably gone around your whole life with like certain people, and like anytime you ever said any good news, or like you're just feeling good or whatever, all of a sudden that person's moody or like down, and you're like, what's wrong with this person, right? And it can never be like said people or said person is ever happy for you. Anytime that you're ever happy, they're just gonna put you down. They're not gonna actually be upbeat too. They're not gonna be upbeat. It's either you're upbeat or they're upbeat. It's never gonna be both of you, which is why it's so weird, right? It's like, you might have questioned yourself before and be like, why can't I just have like a normal type of relationship with people, right? Why does it always have to be backwards, right? You need to remember that you have a light to you. You have this light to you. You already kind of bug people with this light. You just bug people with the light because you shine. You're noticeable easily. You expose a lot of things. Every time you come around, like things change around you, whether you believe it or not. Whenever you come around, you're the one with the light. It changes the atmosphere of the whole place, right? So whenever you come around and you're all upbeat, whoever's insecure is gonna get exposed, right? So they're gonna feel exposed. So they're gonna end up getting moody because they're gonna feel different about themselves. They're gonna be like, man, I wish I could feel like that. But they're too prideful to say it, right? They're too prideful to just admit it. They're like, man, how can I be like that? How can I do that, right? So moral of the story is, these are people that you want to avoid. these people are usually in the dark, right? And the Bible says light and dark does not mix, which is why you can never be on the same level with people in the dark, right? It's never going to be, you're never going to be in the same like type of level. You're never going to be in the same mood. If you're happy, they're going to be mad. If you're mad or frustrated or down, they're going to be happy. They're going to feel good. It's always going to be this weird opposite thing all the time, right? So anytime you're around someone who you may have questions about, or you don't know if they're like trustworthy, or you don't know if they're actually good for you, or like if they're actual friend, or whoever it is, you'll easily be able to tell if they're an actual good person, depending on how they react to what you're doing or how you're feeling or what you're saying. So if they react negatively to good news, then you already know it's like, yeah, I can't be around this person. I gotta cut this person off. Like, you can't stay around these type of people, right? Because they're gonna drain you, right? Because since you have a light too, you carry the light of God inside of you. You're gonna just have a natural like optimism about yourself, even going through a lot of suffering, even going through a lot of just like a lot of bad things, a lot of unfortunate events, a lot of losses. Even going through all of these things, you still have this like optimism and peace about you, which is why you have so much strength, right? But because you're like that, people get irritated by it. People get mad because they don't want to tell you that they want to be like that, but they can't, right? And I'm not saying this from like an egotistical point of view. It's just who you are and how you are. You just think differently, move differently. You have a different spirit to you, right? Because it comes from God. You have a different spirit to you. You're a natural light. So a lot of the people that you've been around or you are around are not the same. They don't have that light. They don't see things like you do. They don't think like you do. They don't have the type of just self-confidence inside of them, just this light inside of them. So whenever you go around these people, it's always going to be kind of like underwhelming. Like, you might even wish for these people to just be more upbeat. Like, you're like, come on, just like be more positive, right? Like, just be better, right? Just like you might be speaking to these people, and the whole time like you're always unfulfilled. You're like, why don't these people ever listen to me, or why do they always act this way? It's like, my intentions are always good, like they're never bad. So you need to understand that you're completely different, right? You're completely different. So whenever you speak about certain things, you might be a really intelligent person. You might be a really spot on person about a lot of things. You just might have a lot of gifts. You might have a lot of knowledge. You might have a lot of different types of interests and everything. Because you're that way, like, you want to speak about these things, right? You want to speak about them to your friends or whoever these people are. You want to speak about them, right? But every time you speak about them, it becomes underwhelming. Like, they don't listen, or like they try to put you down, or like they act like they don't care, or like yeah, they just won't listen, or like they just straight up just get mad at you or something. And then you might be like why don't they just like, what can't we just speak? And then when you go around these certain people, the stuff they talk about, you might find it just like bland or something. You're like, I didn't want to talk about this. It's like, what can we talk about? Something else. And like, you'll start to speak about something else that you have knowledge in or whatever, and they take it the wrong way. They might think you're like egotistical or something, or they might think that you're a know-it-all or something. Or they might think about all these weird things that you completely, like, your intentions are never from like pride or anything. You just speak about things that you know. You just have knowledge about things. You just want to speak. And you have a lot of energy about these things that you want to say. But the people around you, they don't have that same type of spirit. So whenever you do talk about things to these people, you're gonna kind of feel like you have to hold your tongue, right? You're gonna feel like you're gonna kind of like dim your light, right? Because these people are not the same. They're not on the same like spiritual level, right? And like I said, it's not an egotistical thing. It's just how you are. It's just what you do. It's how you think and everything. It's all how you are. And people always perceive you the wrong way. This is why people might think you're like a arrogant person or something, or like they might just be jealous of you for no reason, or like you might say something and people take it completely the wrong way. And like, what I mean by completely taking it the wrong way, you could just say something like, let's see, let's just say you were speaking about making money or something, and like the person that you're speaking to just speaks about like jobs and like different types of jobs and everything, and you might be like, oh, that's nice, but I'd rather do this. And you speak about like a business or something, or like whatever it is that you enjoy, and then they'll take that as like you're like arrogant, right? The whole time you're just like, I didn't even mean it arrogantly. I'm just saying I'd rather do this because this is a better way. And they'll just be like, oh, this person thinks they're smarter than me and everything. The whole time you meant something completely different, right? It's all about the intentions. If you're chosen, your intentions are always pure, so you never mean things in a way for like competition and everything. But most other people, they look at things through pride and competition. So you could literally just say something like, oh, I'm gonna start getting in shape this summer or something. Like, I'm gonna start running every day, I'm gonna start weightlifting, I'm gonna start eating healthy. You might just say that with pure intentions, right? You don't mean that you want to compete with the person, you don't mean that you want to be better than anybody, you just mean that you want to get in shape because you enjoy it, right? You might say to one of these people and everything, and then they're going to start to get jealous. They're going to try to put you down. They'll say things like, oh, you're not going to do that. Oh, no, why are you doing that, or something? Or like, they'll think that you're, they'll just view it all in a prideful way. And this has probably happened to you plenty of times, where like you say something that you're going to do and people take it the whole wrong way. Because people always view things as like a threat to themselves, right? And if you're watching this video, you probably had a lot of people view you as a threat for no reason. The whole time your intentions have always been good. You just say something so basic, just like that, right? And people view it as competition. They'll view it as in like, oh, this person's doing this, I need to go do that now. I need to compete with them. And the whole time you never want to compete with anybody. You just do things that you like to do. You want to, you want to get in shape because you want to get in shape. You want to start making money because you want to make money. You're learning about a certain thing because you just enjoy it, right? But then these other people take it as in like, oh, this person's trying to surpass me or something, or this person's trying to be better than me, or this person thinks they're better than me. And the whole time you're like, what? Like, I don't even do that. So this is kind of how your life has likely been with a lot of people that you spoke to. I'm not saying it's everybody, I'm not saying it's every single person, but I'm saying it's been a lot of people that you've probably spoken to that have been this way, right? Like you might have been really like excited to talk about something, or like whatever it is, or excited to do something, and you're all like charismatic and energized about it. And then you go around these people, and then you gotta kind of like dim your light. You gotta kind of not say, because you don't want them to feel inferior or whatever, or like feel dumb or whatever. Because most people just think in pride, they can't see through pride. So every time they view someone that's like doing something different or just doing a certain thing, they're gonna view it as competition, right? It's just what most people do, unfortunately. But yeah, so this is just who you are. This is what you do. And I know if you're watching this video, you can resonate to this video because you know that your intentions are good with things. But a lot of people that are around you, first of all, they don't understand you. Second of all, they think that you do things only out of pride, only out of like self-interest, while the whole time you just do things as you like to do, right? But yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is something that's happened to me a lot. I know if you're watching this video, whoever you are, I know you can resonate to this video as well. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Don't forget to like, and don't forget to comment. All right, God bless you guys, and see you in the next video.